Right now, as you're listening to this, your brain is lying to you. And the most disturbing part, it's doing it to keep you alive. What if I told you that everything you think you know about yourself, every memory you trust, every belief you hold dear, might be a carefully crafted illusion designed by the most sophisticated protection system in the universe, your own mind? See, we like to think we're rational beings who perceive reality as it is. We trust our memories, we believe our thoughts, and we assume our brain is this honest narrator telling us the truth about our lives. But what if that's the biggest lie of all? Think about it. If you knew every harsh truth about yourself, every brutal reality about your life, every painful detail about how others see you, could you function? Could you get out of bed? Could you love, dream, or hope? Your brain has evolved over millions of years to be the ultimate protection system. It doesn't just protect your body from physical harm, it protects your mind from psychological destruction. But here's where it gets fascinating and terrifying at the same time. This protection system is so sophisticated, so seamless, that you never even notice it's working. You live your entire life seeing through a filter, and the filter is invisible. Let's start with what neuroscientists call cognitive biases. Your brain has over 180 documented ways it distorts reality. But these aren't bugs in the system, they're features. Take the self-serving bias. When you succeed at something, your brain makes you believe it's because of your skills, your intelligence, your hard work. When you fail, it convinces you it was bad luck, unfair circumstances, or someone else's fault. Objectively, this is delusional, but subjectively, it keeps you trying. It maintains your self-esteem. It prevents you from falling into the spiral of learned helplessness that would make you give up on life entirely. Your brain literally edits reality like a film director, keeping the shots that make you look good and cutting the ones that don't. But it goes deeper. Dr. Kahneman's research revealed that your brain has two systems. System 1, which is fast, automatic, and emotional, and System 2, which is slow, deliberate, and logical. Here's the kicker. System 1 makes about 95% of your decisions, but System 2 takes all the credit. So you walk through life believing you're making rationale, thought-out choices, when in reality, you're mostly running on autopilot, an autopilot programmed by evolution to keep you alive. Not to show you truth, your brain is essentially a survival machine wearing the mask of a truth-seeking device. Now, let's talk about something that will probably disturb you. Your memories are not recordings, they're reconstructions. Every time you remember something, your brain rebuilds that memory from scratch, and in the process, it changes it. Dr. Elizabeth Loftus proved this with her groundbreaking experiments. She could implant false memories so convincing that people would swear they were real, even when presented with evidence to the contrary. But your brain doesn't do this maliciously. It does it protectively. Traumatic memories get softened. Embarrassing moments get reframed. Painful experiences get meaning added to them to make them bearable. You think you're remembering your childhood, but you're actually remembering the story your brain has constructed about your childhood, a story edited for your psychological survival. This is why two siblings can have completely different memories of the same childhood. It's not that one is lying, both are telling their truth. But both truths have been processed through their individual survival filters. And here's what's really mind-bending. The more confident you are about a memory, the more likely it is to be false. Confidence and accuracy have almost no correlation when it comes to memory. Your brain makes you confident about false memories, because doubt would be psychologically destabilizing. It's better to be wrong and sure than right and uncertain, at least from a survival perspective. So ask yourself, how many of the foundational memories that define who you are actually happen the way you remember them? But memory isn't the only place your brain lies to you. It's also lying about what's happening right now. Your perception of reality is not reality itself. It's your brain's best guess about reality. Your eyes don't see, Your brain sees. Your ears don't hear. Your brain hears. And your brain fills in massive gaps with its own assumptions. For example, you have a blind spot in each eye where your optic nerve connects, but you never notice it because your brain seamlessly fills it in with what it thinks should be there. You're literally seeing things that aren't there and not seeing things that are. The McGurk effect shows how your brain fuses contradictory information from your eyes and ears to create a perception that matches neither input. You're not experiencing reality. You're experiencing your brain's interpretation of selected data. And then there's confirmation bias, perhaps your brain's most protective lie. You don't seek truth. You seek confirmation of what you already believe. Your brain filters information to support your existing worldview because changing fundamental beliefs is psychologically dangerous. Think about it. If you discovered that your core beliefs about yourself, your relationships, or your purpose were wrong, what would happen to your sense of identity, your mental stability? Your brain would rather maintain a consistent illusion than embrace an inconsistent truth. So it shows you what you need to see, not what's actually there. But perhaps the most sophisticated way your brain protects you is through emotional regulation. You think you feel your emotions directly, but you don't. You feel your brain's interpretation of your emotions, an interpretation designed to keep you functional. Dr. Antonio Damasio discovered that people with damage to their emotional processing centers couldn't make decisions. Without emotional guidance, even false emotional guidance, we're paralyzed. Your brain doesn't just process emotions, it creates them. It decides what you should feel based on what would be most beneficial for your survival and functioning. Feeling sad after a loss. Your brain is forcing you to process and move through grief rather than get stuck in it. Feeling angry when someone treats you poorly. Your brain is motivating you to defend yourself. But here's where it gets dark. Your brain also manufactures positive emotions to keep you going. That sense of meaning you feel, that conviction that your life has purpose. That might be a neurochemical lie designed to prevent existential despair. Studies show that severely depressed people often have more accurate perceptions of reality than healthy people. Depression might not be a malfunction. It might be what happens when your brain's protection system breaks down and you see things as they really are. This is called depressive realism. The people who see the world most accurately are often the most miserable, which raises a terrifying question. Is happiness just a delusion? And if so, is it a delusion worth maintaining? Your brain seems to think so. It would rather keep you functionally deluded than accurately depressed. Now we come to the most profound deception of all, your sense of self. You feel like you're a consistent person with a stable identity. But neuroscience suggests that's an illusion too. You're not one person, you're a committee of different brain systems, each with different goals. And your conscious mind is the spokesperson who creates a narrative to make it all seem unified. Dr. Michael Gazzaniga's split brain research revealed this beautifully. When the connection between brain hemispheres was severed, patients would do things with one hand that contradicted what the other hand was doing. But when asked why, their brain would immediately create a rational explanation. Your brain is constantly doing this, taking random, contradictory impulses and weaving them into a coherent story about who you are and why you do what you do. You're not discovering your identity, you're inventing it in real time. This is why your personality seems stable to you but appears to change dramatically in different contexts. You're not one person adapting, you're different people in different situations, and your brain creates the illusion of consistency. The you who shows up at work is genuinely different from the you who shows up at home. But your brain makes you believe they're the same person, because psychological consistency is more important than psychological accuracy. So what does this mean for your life? If your brain is constantly lying to protect you, what happens when you start seeing through the lies? Some people can't handle it. They fall into existential crisis, depression, or what psychologists call the dark night of the soul. When your protective illusions crumble, what's left? But here's the paradox. Knowing that your brain lies to you is itself a kind of truth. And maybe the highest form of psychological evolution is learning to live consciously with your illusions, rather than being unconsciously controlled by them. Think of it like this. You can know that a movie is fake and still be moved by it. You can know that a magic trick is an illusion and still enjoy the wonder. Maybe the goal isn't to eliminate all illusions, but to choose your illusions wisely. Your brain's protection system isn't your enemy, it's what allows you to function in a reality that would otherwise be overwhelming. The question is, now that you know it's there, what are you going to do with that knowledge? Once you understand that your brain is a protection system rather than a truth-telling system, you can start working with it instead of being worked by it. First, question your certainties. The more certain you feel about something, especially about yourself or your relationships, the more likely your brain is protecting you from uncomfortable truths. Second, pay attention to your emotional reactions. Strong emotional responses often indicate that your brain is defending something. What is it trying to protect? What truth might be hiding behind your anger, fear, or defensiveness? Third, seek disconfirming evidence. Your brain naturally filters for information that supports your beliefs. Consciously look for information that challenges them. This is uncomfortable, but it's the closest you can get to objective reality. And finally, practice psychological flexibility. Hold your beliefs lightly. Your identity isn't your beliefs, it's your capacity to update your beliefs when presented with new information. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate your brain's protection system, it's to become conscious of it, to move from being unconsciously protected to being consciously aware of your protections. So here's the ultimate question. Now that you know your brain has been hiding truth from you to protect you, do you want to see more clearly, even if it's more painful? There's no right answer. Some people choose the comfort of their illusions. Others choose the discomfort of greater awareness. Both are valid choices. But if you choose greater awareness, understand this. You can't unsee what you've seen. Once you recognize your brain's protective patterns, you'll notice them everywhere. Life becomes simultaneously more complex and more honest. You might discover that some of your deepest beliefs about yourself were stories designed to keep you functional. You might realize that some of your strongest relationships were built on mutual illusions. You might find that your life's meaning was partially manufactured, and that's okay. Because manufactured meaning can still be meaningful. Protective illusions can still be beautiful, and conscious delusion is infinitely more powerful than unconscious truth. So as we end where we began, your brain is lying to you right now. It's protecting you from truths that might destabilize your psychological equilibrium. The question isn't whether you can stop this from happening. You can't. The question is, now that you know it's happening, how will you dance with the lies that keep you alive? What truths might your brain be hiding from you? And are you ready to start looking for them?